Hey, hello everybody. Thank you for clicking on an unanticipated episode. Who done it? Some signals from Donald Trump, impacts of what happened, and information you might not see on mainstream. Chances are you will not see it. Apologies, a little scruffy. I was not anticipating coming on tonight, but circumstances definitely warrant. In case you have not heard, um, there was a shooting at the Trump rally today. That shooting sadly left one of the attendees dead, with another one injured, and it left Donald Trump with a minor injury. And let's jump right in. As I said, I've got some stuff you probably aren't going to see maybe anywhere else unless you just happen to have a similar timeline to mine and some of the same sources. Let's begin with this. This is a look at this is an aerial view of where the event happened out at this farm rural area. Trump was speaking right here where the cursor is, where it says Trump, the shooter, back here at the red pinpoint, and approximately 400 feet away, temporary structures built around here as a stage area. Again, crap. Hang on just a second. Somebody's texting me. Okay. Let me drop the link in case Chris is able to Chris is able to come on. All right, so we start out here again with the an overhead view of the site where the incident happened today. The shooter is dead. The shooter has been neutralized, was the official terms when it first came out. And again, sadly, one of the attendees confirmed dead through a gunshot wound to the head, and another attendee wounded. This is who done it. As I said, you're going to hear some things and see some things you're not going to hear talked about or see talked about. This is one of them. I've been showing various times that that some of these the extreme of the Republican extreme MAGA party, the extreme part of that party, to them, Trump is not radical enough. Trump is too centrist for them. And they've talked a lot about assassinations. Now, I'm not saying they did it, obviously, but I'm sure not saying that they would not have motive. Okay, this is our first clip of the night. An emergency room doctor tried to save someone's life, and here are his words.
That's exactly where I heard him come from.
What did you see, sir?
I heard the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around, was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There's lots of blood, and he had brain matter there. And so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him. So I got people there really helpful. I got
Was
him
there only
up
one
on the
person
bench.
shot that you saw?
Then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as I breathed for him.
One person.
I was the only one
You
who
guys,
did
we
it.
need to evacuate everybody.
Honor, that's exactly where.
Okay. So again, this emergency room doctor was in the stands behind Trump's podium. This is footage, and I would give a graphic warning, but this is far enough away. This is sheriff's. I've got other footage, and I'm not going to show you. This is the sheriff's deputies removing the gentleman that had just been worked on, and did unfortunately pass away at the scene. His family was there. I've got other interviews and again other footage, and I'm not going to be showing it. This is footage of where the shooter was located. That indeed appears to be the neutralized shooter on top of a barn. And let's go back up to the top real quick and show you once again. This is the barn area. The shooter was near the top of the barn, and Trump about 400 feet away, right over here, as well as those that were killed or wounded in the incident. This is odd. I'm not going to get to that yet. I want to show two more things here real quick. I bypassed one that I want to play. This right here. This is an interview from the BBC, or hear this anywhere else on our media. It's about 4 minutes long, and it's really very interesting.
Here you weren't inside the event. Nope. You can see behind, and we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't just 7 Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know, but we noticed a guy crawling, you know, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof. And he had a gun, right? He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around him. We're right on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, you know, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out. So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof? 100%. 100%. And he was up there for a couple of minutes. He was up there. You saw him up there for a couple of minutes. Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes. And you were telling the police and the Secret Service? We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree. Could they see binoculars? Could they see him? Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place. Did you see, I mean, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all? Oh yeah, they blew his head off. Okay, sorry. Secret Service blew his head off. Okay, just be careful, because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy? Absolutely. Okay. Yep. You saw that happen? Yep. Okay. Yep. And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or? They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over. It's incredibly shocking. The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there. Did you get a look at him? Could you? I no, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing, flanking around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%. Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was? Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it, but, sure. But it was a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely. So, how do you process what you've just seen? I don't know what to say, man. I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there, we're standing there pointing now, the police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof. Yes, right there by that tree. There's only a few buildings around here. Why is Secret Service not at every building here? Well, there's a whole bunch of questions, I think, that are going to come. There's a whole bunch of questions. Yeah. Right in front of me. She kept going back and forth right in front of me. Okay, Chris. Hello, how are you, man?
Hey, pretty good. How about yourself, Bear?
I'm hanging in there. Kind of shocking. I wasn't really anticipating this happening today. I was told something was going to happen on the 20th, natural disaster wise, or what would appear to be a natural disaster on the 20th. Wasn't expecting anything like this today. What you just heard there, let's assume, let's act as if what we just heard is accurate. That doesn't, and you being a security and anti-terrorism military expert, it doesn't sound like they had effective security measures, does it?
Well, from me being DC police and working POTUS, President of the United States, right?
Right.
Even on the presidential motorcade or support of the presidential motorcade. I do know that there is a counter sniper team, okay, that when the president or former president speaks, even though he has his personal security detail, right, they're also counter snipers to prevent something like that from occurring. Okay. So I
Right.
don't know if the counter sniper team was even available that day, today, but normally they're available. This when people think of security team, they're probably just thinking of these guys right here, like his PSD, personal security detail. But then also the whole security team also might consist of a counter sniper team as well, right? So that counter sniper team is supposed to be able to tell you, all right, well, this is where the snipers would be, because guess what? The counter sniper teams are what? If actually snipers. So they
Snipers.
know exactly. Yeah, so they would know exactly where to be. If they were going to do like go shoot the president, they would know where to be. So from the counter sniper standpoint, they're like, okay, well, if I'm going to be here, this is where we're going to cover. You see?
Mm-hmm.
That makes
So
sense.
they were able to neutralize him quickly, but how was he able to get up there with such a limited number of buildings? Why didn't they have somebody up on each building?
Okay, so once again, that's what the counter sniper team does. That right there is an anomaly to the baseline. Okay, now the counter sniper team should have been looking for anomalies to the baseline. Okay, that dude on that rooftop is a definite anomaly. Okay, so I don't know how they missed it, whatever, but they did. Right,
Yeah.
and they said he shot him for 400 feet.
Yeah.
That's 133 yards. That's an easy shot. That
Mm-hmm.
that is a very easy shot.
With a scope and
Easy, easy,
yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Too
It,
easy.
it,
So I don't think that they were actually trying to kill the president, because there's just no way if they fired 4 rounds and you just no, 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 no. Okay, you have the whole body and you have a head. I don't know if anyone has ever seen a head, uh, uh, you know, in if you have a scoped rifle and you were to put some maybe put a head in that rifle or that scope and maybe like 150 yards, maybe like let's say 100 to 150 yards, the head's actually really big. It's
yeah.
huge. It looks like a watermelon,
Hmm.
right? So you're trying to tell me that you can't do that, and the wind really doesn't affect the bullet at that
Not that
rate.
length
No,
distance.
no, not at that distance. So, like, I don't think like this was like, you see what I'm saying? And the thing about it is um I think this might have just been okay. Um, we'll instigate this. Now the right's going to come back, and they're probably going to try to take out um Joe Biden, right? You say he's not stepping down, but in fact, this might be the Democratic Party trying to get rid of Biden. Okay,
That's interesting.
I got
The
the feeling.
Democratic Party
I got
trying to get rid of Biden by trying to take a shot at Trump first, but missing. And then,
right, and that's just to get the right riled up, or whatever, so they can come back at Biden and get rid of him. You see,
okay, see, I see
and
what you're saying. All right. Yeah.
and
Not
and
necessarily come and assassinate Biden, but just riling up the right enough to get rid of him.
right, but they very might well try to assassinate Biden as well. Okay, but in all actuality, it may not be the right. Guess who might be? It might be the Democrats trying to get rid of him since he won't step down, so they
This
can
is
put
just
in who they want.
this just all sounds like third world crap. This is
Right?
stuff that goes on in the third world.
Hey, it is what it is, right?
Okay. I want to put another possible um, thing out here that um, somebody was legitimately trying to assassinate him. Not a skilled sniper or um, maybe
Guess what?
even
Guess what? Listen, you don't even have to be a skilled sniper. Okay,
right,
you do
right.
not.
I'm just saying
Right?
some guy that's never had a had a human in a scope before, okay, is up there
Okay. All
go,
right.
going to take the president out because another person was killed. A guy was shot in the head, and another woman was shot. Um, so it wasn't like the first thing I saw was, oh, this is somebody shooting air pellets because it looked like, and it does. It looks like he just is swatting a bee away, or had a bee sting, and then you hear him yell for him to go down. He goes down. He comes back up. His ears all bloody, and
Right.
uh, I from a source, and I hesitate to report this, but from a source that's pretty well connected, the wound is glass. That it's possibly a lens from somebody's glasses, and a fragment of glass is what actually nicked his ear. Um, but regardless, um, two things. First of all, when it first happened, the first thing that went through my head was the movie Bob Roberts. Now I'm a political junkie and I always have been, so I've seen just about, if not every political movie there is. Um, this one, 1992, Tim Robbins, his first movie, he wrote and directed it, and got him wrapped in the American flag. He's a conservative running for a Senate seat in Pennsylvania, oddly enough, where the shooting occurred today. And um, as the election approaches, Roberts is asked to be on the show. As Roberts is leaving the studio, he is seemingly shot by a would-be assassin. And following the incident, Roberts never actually was shot. The gun was never even fired. It was fired into the ground. It was clear that it was all staged, but that's how he won the election, by a fake assassination attempt. I'm not saying that happened at all. But what I am really concerned about is something we've touched on here before, Chris, and that's the concept of the Fort Sumter moment when things kick off, and and I'm concerned that Trump, from this clip I have right here. Okay, listen. Again, you have worked on presidential details. You've worked around POTUS. You've worked around Washington, D.C. You've worked around other world leaders, kings, and all kinds of people. When there's an assassination attempt, you get them the hell out of there immediately, even if you have to carry them and throw them into the vehicle. Is that not correct?
The word is expedite.
Expedite.
Right. You're not gonna sit there and wait around.
All right. What happens here? Yeah, you don't wait around, and you sure don't. All right. All right. He's already been down. Hold on. He's already been to the ground. Obviously, he's come up, and he says, "Wait. You don't let the head come up again for a second headshot, right?"
Right. I wouldn't.
His head's clearly visible here. You wouldn't. All right. Not only do they not expedite him, but they just kind of huddle around him, obviously using their bodies as shields.
Right. Because
watch Trump. Go ahead.
Yeah, because normally, what I've seen is they have ballistic blankets. Okay, or
Okay.
And I've seen that in Haiti, and I've seen that in Venezuela, on attempted assassination. Attempts on presidents where they pull out the ballistic blanket to cover, the principal, or that'd be former President Trump, to cover him from any other bullets coming his way, and to get him out of the way.
Right. You're not going to let him pop his head up, and he's got his arm. He's got his fist up in the air. Let's see if we can read his lips. All right. Let's see if we can read his lips and see what he tells his people. Okay. Is he not saying fight? Fight?
That's kind of like what it sounded like. Fight. Yeah. He said fight. Fight.
Says it 3 times. And then I've got another clip. I don't have it in the stream, but I've got another clip where he jumps up on the SUV when they're trying to get him in it to get him to a hospital. He gets up on the SUV and again is incredibly visible above everybody else. Obviously, he's doing it for the politics of it, but the fact that his Secret Service allowed all these things that we've been talking about to happen has to make people at least question, is somebody trying to get rid of him? And is it the right, or is it Iran, or is it the Republicans don't want him because he's taken their party. The MAGA, and plus they know he's not a very good candidate. He's unpopular, and obviously at least one person in the country hates him enough to try to kill him. So it's really going to be interesting to see the affiliations of this shooter, and if we ever find the true affiliations of the person that climbed up on that roof today.
Yeah.
But
so what I heard was, I don't know how true it is, but they said it was someone from Antifa. I'm like, dude, they
That
don't
was the
even
first.
do
Yeah,
shit
that's
like
all.
that.
No, Democrats are the anti-gun people normally, and Antifa's not known for guns.
Yeah, so
Now
I'm just looking at it.
I had this ready for the next show, not knowing what was going to happen tonight. Mike Flynn's operatives are preparing the population for violence. January 6th insurrectionist and U.S. Army PSYOP veteran Boone Cutler, along with Ivan Ranklin, a
Yep.
name that we've come accustomed to on here. Let's listen to a minute and a half of what they have to say.
You know, when you want to, the path, the way you get people to kill other people is first you polarize them, then you tribalize them, then you dehumanize them, then they dehumanize each other, and then comes killing. This is just simply the way it happens over and over and over again. So look around you, and I encourage your audience to do the same. You know, when you take those things, polarization, tribalization, dehumanization, where are we at on that continuum? Because I think we're getting way, way too close to the killing part. And the way we back out of that is we start using our critical thinking skills, don't become an emotional, and realize your neighbor is not your enemy. We've got to stick together. We've got to link arms because there's a bigger battle coming. And if we're fighting each other in the streets and we give them that distraction, then they take over the political side and we all become slaves.
Okay, I totally agree with everything he said. Obviously, Ivan Ranklin does not, as you can tell by the look on his face. Ivan actually published this list, Chris. He didn't publish it. It was actually, this list was part of a hack that I believe the furries did. And at the very top of this list is for Elon Musk's eyes only, which I found very interesting. This list is 370 of the political enemies for imprisonment, including Biden and Obama, Paul Ryan, a lot of Republicans on here as well. And how do law enforcement deal with this, Chris? And we'll end it with this.
That, you know what, that's hopefully they would have a list, or maybe they would have that, you know, but you know, maybe that's not the real list. You see what I'm saying? Why?
Yeah.
Like, to me, I'm like, I'm not going to publish, you know, a list.
Yeah, he didn't. I said publish. He didn't publish it. It was being sent to Elon Musk with his eyes only on the in the title, and it got hacked. But yet,
see, so that's my point. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't it pretty brazen to even send such a list in an email? Don't you have to feel pretty empowered and privileged and invincible to be doing things like that?
Yeah, we're just stupid. That's all.
The other option is just stupid. Hey, thank you for giving us a half hour here on a Saturday night, totally unexpected. And as always, your expertise and experience has been invaluable. We'll do it again. We'll shoot for this coming Friday night, okay? And if
Sounds good. I'll talk to you then.
If something else kicks off, we'll get a hold of you. And of course, we'll talk off air between now and then. All right. Thank you, man.
All right, Barry.
As always, valuable information coming from Chris, and interesting night. I'll be back on tomorrow night at 11 o'clock for the weekend wrap up, probably. And we'll delve into what you all think about all of this. Again, who done it? Attempted assassination, it appears, allegedly, on Donald Trump. Was it Was it his own people that do not think he is radical enough? Was it Republicans that don't think he is that understand he is going to destroy their party? Was it Democrats who just hate Trump? Again, it's not really a Democrat thing to do. Or was it Iran, where somebody has a $10 million bounty on their head, and that somebody is Donald Trump? So terrorism, I don't think can be completely ruled out, but we won't know until we find out the question: who done it? Trump signals telling people to fight, fight, fight. Is that a pretense to the violence in the country that we feared? Again, remember the last thing we played. The guy said we need to all try to stay together because we've got greater threats possibly coming at us, and we really shouldn't be at war with each other. And in order to not be at war with each other, maybe we need to remove those that are trying to keep us or put us into such a war with each other. Just something to think about. Thanks for being here. Love y'all. Peace. Love y'all like chocolate chip cookies. God bless each and every one of you watching and listening to this. And unless you're a pedophile or pedophile supporter, speaking of which, Lori Arnold on tomorrow morning at I believe it's 9:30, with protesting the Gateway Church, a second pedophile. Of course, their founding pastor was a pedophile, and now an active member of their ministry. Come to find out, is a convicted sex offender. So we got to start somewhere, and Lori has started a long time ago. So catch her tomorrow morning at 9:30. With that being said, may God have mercy on the United States of America. And I love y'all. It's a dark world. Try to be a light. See you tomorrow night.